Imagine a country that was once called the sleeping elephant is now moving faster than ever. Its economy is projected to surpass Germany and Japan within a decade. Its population has already overtaken China. Its technology sector is booming, its military is expanding, and its diplomatic voice is louder on the global stage than at any other point in history. Yes, I'm talking about India. But here's the real question. How will India's rise reshape the balance of global power? Will it become a superpower in its own right, or will it align with existing blocs like the United States and its allies? Will it challenge China in Asia or cooperate with it in a multipolar world? And perhaps most importantly, what does India's rise mean for ordinary people across the globe? In this video, we're going to dive deep into all of these questions. We'll explore India's history, its economic and military trajectory, its geopolitical alignments, and the challenges that could either accelerate or derail its rise. And finally, we'll ask, could India truly be the next global superpower? So let's not waste any more time. If you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe because here we break down the world's biggest geopolitical shifts. Now let's begin. To understand India's rise, we need to step back and look at the global stage. For decades, the international system was dominated by the United States as the lone superpower after the Cold War. Then came China's rapid economic rise, which created a bipolar dynamic in world politics, Washington versus Beijing. But here's the twist. India is now emerging as a potential third pole. And that's significant because a triangular balance of power looks very different from a simple US-China rivalry. Let's talk numbers. In 1991, India's economy was just around $270 billion. By 2023, it had reached $3.7 trillion, making it the world's fifth largest economy. Projections from Goldman Sachs and PwC suggest that by 2030, India could become the world's third largest economy, surpassing Japan and Germany. What's fueling this growth? A young workforce, rapid urbanization, booming tech and service industries, and increasing foreign investment. For example, India's IT sector alone contributes nearly 8% to its GDP and continues to expand globally. Companies like Infosys, Wipro, and TCS are recognized worldwide, while startups like Flipkart, Ola, and Byju's have turned India into one of the most vibrant tech hubs. But there's more. India's manufacturing ambitions under the Make in India initiative are attracting global players, from Apple shifting iPhone production to India, to Tesla exploring opportunities. If this momentum continues, India won't just be an outsourcing hub, it could become a global manufacturing powerhouse. Now let's move from economics to hard power. India has the world's second-largest standing army, with over 1.4 million active personnel. Its defense budget crossed $80 billion in 2024, making it the third-largest military spender after the US and China. But it's not just about size. India is investing heavily in modernizing its forces, building advanced fighter jets, expanding its navy, and developing nuclear and space capabilities. The Indian Navy in particular plays a critical role because the Indian Ocean is one of the most strategic waterways in the world, carrying more than 80% of global seaborne oil trade. This matters because as India projects naval power, it positions itself as a counterweight to China's presence in the Indian Ocean and South China Sea. Now, how is India leveraging this rise diplomatically? India is a founding member of the BRICS group, part of the G20, and increasingly central to the Quad alliance with the US, Japan, and Australia. These platforms allow India to balance relationships, sometimes siding with the West, sometimes with the global South. For example, on the Russia-Ukraine war, India has taken a neutral stance, continuing to buy discounted Russian oil, while also engaging in dialogue with Western nations. This reflects India's strategy of multi-alignment rather than strict alignment. Another big diplomatic move was India's successful hosting of the G20 summit in 2023, where it projected itself as the voice of the global South. This is significant because many developing nations see India as a bridge between the rich West and the rising South. But before we assume that India is destined for superpower status, we need to look at the roadblocks. Population versus jobs. Yes, India has the largest population in the world now, but can it create enough jobs? Nearly 12 million people enter the job market each year, and unemployment remains a serious issue. Infrastructure gaps. While cities like Bengaluru and Mumbai are booming, rural India still struggles with basic infrastructure like electricity, healthcare, and education. Internal politics. Polarization, corruption, and tensions between states and the central government could weaken stability. China rivalry. Border tensions with China, like the deadly 2020 clash in Galwan Valley, remain unresolved. A full-blown conflict could be devastating for both economies. Climate crisis. India is one of the most climate-vulnerable countries in the world. Extreme heat, floods, and water scarcity could disrupt its growth trajectory. So while the opportunities are immense, the challenges are equally real. If India continues on its path, the world could see a realignment of power. US-India partnership. The US views India as a counterbalance to China in Asia, strengthening defense and trade ties. China-India competition. Asia may become the main theater of rivalry between two giants with over 1 billion people each. Multipolar world. India's rise could accelerate the shift from a US-led unipolar world to a multipolar system, where power is distributed among several major players. Voice of the Global South. India could emerge as the main spokesperson for developing nations, reshaping international institutions like the UN, WTO, and IMF. So, will India become the next superpower? Or will it face too many internal and external challenges to claim that spot? One thing is clear. India's rise is not just about economics or military strength. It's about reshaping the very architecture of global power. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think India will truly challenge the US and China on the world stage? Or will it remain a regional power with global influence but not full dominance? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to subscribe for more content on how geopolitics is shaping our future.